what God insists they believe. Poor old God must have a production line turning out his different wills. Either that or he. It's always he. God is never a woman. Has great difficulty making up his mind. God used to be indecisive, but now he's not so sure. Are we really being asked to accept that some God is sitting on a cloud selecting his chosen people and then ordering them to control and manipulate everyone else? Indeed we are. We can now go over, live to heaven where God is about to announce the panel's verdict. Lock them up. Some confuse God, looking down, searching for his chosen ones by pulling straws and saying eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and telling everyone is on their side so that they slaughter each other in his name. Mind you, amid his confusion, there is one common theme in God's deliberations, frightening people to make them conform. It couldn't just be, could it, that these variations on the same thought pattern have absolutely nothing to do with God and spirituality, and everything to do with the desire of some human to dictate the lives of all the rest? Oh yes, it could. It has always been so throughout recorded history, and it will always be so until we take our powers back by making our own decision and molding our own individual sense of reality. No one is born a Christian, a Jew or a Muslim. People are conditioned to be Christian, Jews or Muslim after they are born. Yes. When we take on someone else's beliefs, lock, stock and barrel, and especially when we need to be frightened into accepting them, we walk a very dark and dangerous road for ourselves and for the world. Billions of people continue to be controlled and limited by their devotion to the false gods called popes, priests, archbishops, rabbis, and all such, and their like across the spectrum of religious beliefs which have been peddled and poisoned over the centuries by those in pursuit of control. Even worse, the desire is to pressure others to believe the same, and whenever anyone asks an unanswerable question of religion, which is not so difficult, out is wheeled the trust to break the glass and using all emergency replies of her faith. Let's end it right there and move on to something else, guys. I just want to tell you this. You don't stop a tyranny with another tyranny. You don't stop violence with violence. And you don't eliminate hatred with more hatred. You just double the hatred. Nor do you remove division by waving your flag, putting the wants of your country above the needs of others on the planet, and claiming that your nation and people are the best in the world. You stop a tyranny with freedom for all. You end violence by being peaceful. You eliminate hatred with love. You end dogma with freedom of expression, and you remove division by realizing that all of us are one, all aspects of the same infinite consciousness we call God. Control of the world over a very long period has been achieved by the means of mind manipulation, manufacture division, and most important of all, fear. This is the emotion that has handed control of our lives to the manipulating clique, which is called the global elite. Once you can make people fearful, they will look to someone to protect them from whatever they have been conditioned to fear. This is why history and the world today is full of hyped up monsters and dangerous people, a focus of fear from which we must look to our leaders to save us. The fact that these monsters and our leaders are both appointed and controlled by the same force is kept from us. We are programmed to see two sides largely projected as good and evil, when they are not two sides but one, in fact. See, in a war, both population and opposing sides are filled with so much fear of each other that they gave still more power to their leaders and accept grotesque weapon expenditure in the misguided belief that they must be protected from the enemy. The make-believe propaganda created enemy, as it usually turns out. I mean, for who do the research or understand what I want. Now the global elite, the few who decide the direction of the world and humanity, sit atop a pyramid of manipulation. Almost every organization today is structured as a pyramid. At the peak, you have a tiny elite who know everything about the organization. They know its real agenda and what it really wants to achieve. As you come down from the peak of the pyramid, you are meeting more and more people who know less and less about that agenda. This is called compartmentalization. Those at the top ensure that everyone lower in the pyramid know only their own individual contribution to the organization, company, secret society, whatever. As a result, most of them think their work is quite innocent because they are not allowed to know how their work fits in with the others in the pyramid to create a pattern that is anything but innocent. Only the elite at the top know how these individual contributions fit together, and in this way you have people throughout the pyramid working in ignorance of what they are really a part of. The Freemason and other secret societies are an obvious example of this method with their levels of initiation. Each level has no idea of the knowledge held in the levels above them. The vast majority of Freemasons never progress higher than the 3rd degree, but there are another 30 official levels above that in the so-called Scottish Rite, and then another 13 unofficial level known as the Illuminati level, which are not even acknowledged to exist. The majority of Freemasons down there